Bokeh AI is great, but it only really works properly when your subject is the closest thing in your frame. So what if you want blur in front of your subject as well? What do? Well, let me show you a simple workaround that I hope will help you fix it. Let's get into it. So we're going to pretend I shot this with an f2 lens, and we're going to blur all of these guys in the background. That's going to be relatively easy to do with the new Bokeh AI tool. And you can see, this is pretty amazing, right? If I grab this amount slider and just bring that up, the subject is masked. In the background, we've got a creamy bokeh. Looks lovely. We can change the shape of the bokeh if we want to, but I like this circular one. It looks pretty good. Now this is pretty cool. We can actually grab this handle and move the focal distance further back or closer towards our subject. And the closer it gets to the subject, the more blurry it gets in the background. We're just basically forcing more blur back there. So how much of that you want to set in, entirely up to you. I'm just going to keep this at the default setting of 0 for now. To be honest, I probably wouldn't want to have as much blur as 100%, probably somewhere around that 77 mark. But just so we can clearly see what's going on and get the full effect, we're going to go with 100. So before and after, before and after. But what happens if we want to blur the foreground? Now, I need to show you a different tool to demonstrate why this frustrates me that we can't do that. I'm not asking for too much. All right, if I come into the creative section, you will be familiar with Luminar's amazing light depth tool. Now, I'm just going to boost in a little bit of this just so that we can see what this is capable of. When I grab my slider here, I'm able to actually move the light through the scene in 3-dimensional space. So our 2D photo is interpreted in 3 dimensions, and then we can move the light in that 3-dimensional space. Absolutely incredible. But here's the thing. Down here in the advanced settings, we can actually change how bright the foreground and the far distant ground is as well. So we can darken that down, darken down the foreground. We can change the color temperature. We've got a lot of control here. So this is the thing that's key. We're actually able to adapt the look of the nearer pixels that exist before that part where we're actually lighting up the frame. So before and after, you can see that the background, the middle ground, and the foreground is actually changing with this tool. So I'm just going to, maybe I'll leave a little bit of that in. Why not? Let's go with that. But let's come back to the Bokeh AI tool. Actually, I don't want to start a brand new version of it. Let's go back to the one that we set up before. So we'll jump back in our history state. And we can see that I've got that control for the amount of the blur. And the handle here allows me to bring the blur forward. But now I'm blurring my subject. What if I just want to blur the background, but not my subject? I just can't do it. I can't actually grab a handle and move this up like I could the light depth tool. And so while this tool is absolutely incredible, don't get me wrong, I really love it. I'm really impressed with it. However, I may also want to blur the foreground, leaving my subject intact. Well, here's a little workaround for you. It's not ideal, but it's going to get the job done in a lot of cases. And so I'm going to come into the blur section here. And so you can see we've got the 4 different blurs that are available to us. Currently we're on Gaussian, which is just a basic blur. So don't confuse these kind of blurs with what the Bokeh AI tool gives us. They are very different indeed. But we are going to use one of these. We're going to use the tilt shift blur. Before and after, you can see that currently we're blurring top and bottom. So it's not based on distance, it's based on these marker lines that you see here. So we can actually change the position of the area that's in focus. So the 2 lines, top and bottom above this central line, that area in there is perfectly sharp, perfectly in focus. And then this midline here, towards this very outer line, that is our area of blur fall off. So if I push this all the way to 100, again, very clear to see before and after, you can see top and bottom that we're blurring from 0 right here to 100 at this line. So all we need to do is make sure that starts at the bottom of the frame and then put this line here where we want the blur to finish. So if we want it to finish just at the bottom of our feet, we might just move it up somewhere around there. look at the before and after, and I'm not concerned with what's going on in the top of the frame. I don't want any of that effect up there because the blur in the distance has already been taken care of by our wonderful Bokeh AI. It's only the foreground I'm worried about. So I'm just going to come to the mask section here, grab a linear gradient, and I'm just going to bring that mask up saying only apply that effect that we just created where this red amount is here. So if we jump out of that, and we look at the before and after, now we are only blurring that foreground. Of course, now we've set our mask up, we can come back to the amount slider and just tease this in to a point where we feel it's a little more believable. Somewhere around there is about right for this one. So let's look at where we came from. Before, everything's pretty much pin sharp, and after, we've blurred the background and we've blurred the foreground as well. So now we've taken something that looks like it was shot at f8, and we've turned it into something that appears like it was shot more like f1.4. That blur in the background is just a little heavy-handed, so I'm just going to jump to the Bokeh AI tool, grab that blur amount and just bring that back down to around that 70 mark, before and after. Apply my other tools again, before and after, before and after. Don't forget, if your version of Luminar Neo isn't up to date or you're brand new to Luminar Neo, in either case, the spring promotion is on from Skylum at the moment. I will put a link to that along with a discount code that you can save even more with in the description below. If you haven't caught what other tools have been added or upgraded in the 2026 update for Luminar Neo, you might want to check out my review that I did right there, where I walk through every single new feature. Well worth checking out if you haven't already. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.